So in this case, for the drums, I will naturally look for more compression on them, look for more of that snappy type of compression, but I didn't do it with plugins. In this case, for example, with the snare. And the same with the kick, there is some of the kick going to a different one. I'm going through the distressors. If you can tell, I'm going through the distressors and adding some of that distressor into the snare sound on the SSL, coming back to the SSL. On top of it, the whole overall drum sound has also some overheads compression happening. It's very subtle, but you can hear it. I'm taking it out of the stereo bus, of the drum bus. This is with. Without. That's basically just for the overheads. That's something I'm doing on the overheads, just to bring the overheads, farther so they spit more at you. Those snare hits and kick hits actually spit at you slightly. They go like this. It's a more modern, not a soft approach, but just the opposite, more snappy, more in your face. And it's actually different layers of compression happening, of parallel compression. On top of this, I can tell that also something is being also fed to the complex limiter. And it's definitely some of the snare and probably some of the overheads, and coming back, returning through a different return here on the SSL. In this case, for the drums, I'm actually using some effect, but it's very, very subtle. And not because of the amount of effect, but also because of the type of effect. It's like a very early reflections, small room kind of effect. It just allows me to give further volume, immediate volume, to the snare hits, but not much more than that. Or even for any breaks that might happen during the song, but I don't want the tail of the effect to be revealed. If you're finding that there is a specific effect that you love, but it just tails too much, and the only way to have it sounding right for you is with that level of tail, what I do a lot is actually automate the return of the reverbs. And it's fairly easy. These days, in Pro Tools or Logic, you can copy paste your automation, and I just, follow the pattern, use the grid and start automating, every 4 bars, I copy paste, and I could have an excess of the effect. Let me show you. For example, if you really dig this kind of reverb, but it's too much for you, you could just So there are many ways of creating spaces and using effects creatively. And it's not just a matter of choosing and picking the effect and you're done. You have to think farther than that. You have to think how much more I can do by automating the effects. Automating the return of the effect, automating the EQ of the effect, automating the decay, or even further compressing the effect so just sounds even more exaggerated. Like in this case, if I went ahead and really slammed, I can create the sensation of the effect return even staying farther up, like being really, really elongated. So that's what I mean by not being static about a mix. It's not just being static in terms of movements, but in terms of how you apply the concepts to individual applications of the mix.